What's poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices. The ability to fatally set in the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. So look, the title of this video is going to be on the fact that a lot of times people don't understand that people that have a very high sexual nature oftentimes are the people that have a bigger purpose in life than they think that they do. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people can see it, but they don't want you to be able to grow into it because, again, we live in a world where it's competition, or they want it for themselves. So what happens is you end up being a product of someone's sexual desire. You know what I'm saying? And there are people that are still living in that current reality. And so there are things that I be seeing just on a daily, that reminds me of people just wanting to get close to certain people that embody a certain purpose in life because they want it for themselves. So if they can get close to them in a sexual way, that's what they will try to do. They'll even try to spiritually transfer their sexual demons onto you. You know what I'm saying? So that they can have your purpose in life. It's crazy strange, but it's crazy real. So me, being young and being somewhat promiscuous, I feel like it wasn't truly me, but it was a part of the demons in my nature. You know what I'm saying? And in order for me to be able to break them, I had to figure out who I was, which means I had to become abstinent from that to be able to focus. And I've had 2 times in my life where it's been years. So I'm probably consecutively, you know what I'm saying, going on 6 years. You know what I'm saying? And I've only had one partner in between both of the 3 years and the 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost as if, like, you gotta be understanding how once you get the control down on yourself in that area, how you'll be able to tap more into being able to control who you are. But a lot of times, us not being able to fully stand in our purpose is because we're, you feel me, spiritually tied to someone else, and a lot of people, like I said, oftentimes, you know what I'm saying, capitalize off of the purpose in life by our sexual nature. I mean, listen, in my life, I've had bonds with a lot of cancers, right? You already know what our sign is, you know what I'm saying? And we're just sexual by nature, like, you know what I'm saying? And there are a ton of other ones, Scorpio, Pisces, all the water signs, you know what I'm saying? Leo, it's a lot of other signs, Aquarius, that is just the same, you know what I'm saying? But when people see that in you, they want a part of it, you know what I'm saying? So if they can find a way to come into your life while using that as the thing that makes you happy, that is how they'll spiritually stay connected to you. You know what I'm saying? And maybe them not being able to clear some of the wounds in their life will be shifted onto you, and then you'll find yourself being more stagnant because you're holding on to something that's holding you back. Because, again, I feel like when you do find the one that you want to give yourself to, they have to have done the work to become their true self, so that their old past demons and being in commitments with other people, that energy won't shift onto you. You know what I'm saying? Because when people haven't took the time to work on themselves, a lot of times they're still dealing with past energy. They're still involved with old energies, and those energies basically look at you as the opposition. So if you find yourself being attached to them, it'll be in the wrong mood. You know what I'm saying? It won't be healthy for you. You'll find yourself in a karmic relationship instead of a relationship that's beneficial for your growth. So once I started to understand that about myself, it started getting to a point where I cherish who I am when it comes to my sexual nature. Of course, you know what I'm saying? There are people that I've been in relationships with that know that side of me for real, and it get real, you feel me? But it's almost hypnotizing to where you won't be able to leave. And listen, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of women out in the world that are like that, you feel me? Especially ones that's on what I'm on. That's another reason why I protect myself and guard myself well before I even influence or connect right there, because once that happens, oh baby, listen, you feel me, it gets real. You know what I'm saying? And if you find yourself not being able to control yourself, you'll be able to, you know what I'm saying, use your energy to basically give them the life they deserve. But they're not going to be willing to reciprocate. They basically intentionally did that on purpose because of your sexual nature. You know what I'm saying? So I had to really suppress that part of myself. You feel me? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm only 37. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not, you feel me, exposing it to the world. I just want to give it to one person for the rest of my life that know me, I know them, you feel me, and I can have the chance to be able to experience giving myself to them and they cherish it. You know what I'm saying? I'm at that space in my life now because I was a little player back in the day. Not intentionally, but just again, when you don't heal some spiritual wounds, they bleed off into your relationships. You know what I'm saying? But again, I was already on that level. So this last one is loyal. I was loyal as fuck. You feel me? But again, like I said, sometimes people are lessons, you know what I'm saying? Not meant to stay there forever. And so moving forward, I truly believe in marriage. I truly believe in love. I believe in friendship. I believe in, you feel me, coming together. I really truly see that in my vision. But again, we got to self-destruct before we elevate. So some people are actually working on becoming better, and some people are stuck in karmic contracts. You know what I'm saying? But I hope it don't stay that way. But then you just never know. But I'm not going to, you feel me, be basically sticking around waiting for a person to change. If they change, they change. If they don't, they don't. That's not my business. All I got to do is really work on me. You know what I'm saying? But I know that when a person, like, has the ability to see you for you, you know what I'm saying? Because I got a type, you feel me? And when they do see me for me and I see them for them, oh, it's only popping. Yeah, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Hey. You feel me? I'm only 37. I'm still young and ripe. You feel me? And I'm with all that shit. You know what I'm saying? In a way to where you would be like, hey, I didn't think you was, yeah. That's because you wasn't supposed to know that part of me. But again, you feel me, getting too off the topic. But just for people out there that are questioning sometimes why they may be feeling feelings or going through experiences that they can't quite understand. And I know growing up in the era I was in, a lot of the people I kicked it with, their sexual nature was very promiscuous. You feel me? And because of that, sometimes it takes a while before you're able to fully rid yourself of energy that only sees you as being, you know, sexual in nature instead of seeing you for who you truly are. You know what I'm saying? Because once it gets to that point, you'll be worth so much more, and then your sexual nature will just be an addition to what, you feel me, you can add to. But it's not something that's delivered on the plate. You feel me? Because for me, it would be the brains. You know what I'm saying? I want your brain first before anything. Before anything is established, before I even take it there, before I even think about it, you got to give me your brain first. You feel me? Because I can't do nothing if that is not established. Because anything else that I find myself connected to because of who I am, I'm overall a caring person. I'm overall a person that gives gifts. I'm overall a person that gives love, encouragement. You know what I'm saying? I'm overall a person that spins on the person that I love. You feel me? So before it even gets to that point, I need this first. You feel me? Because I will no longer be giving that out and not getting the same in return. It's just basically a copy and paste. You know what I'm saying? Type of mentality. It's not something they're spiritually giving because they're blocked from how they see the world, but they've copied and pasted how they're supposed to be to someone like that to be able to benefit from them, you know? So listen, growing up in the era I grew up in, I can honestly, truly say a lot of us, you feel me? A lot of the ones I kicked it with were very sexual in nature. You know what I'm saying? But to be able to fully know who you are now would be able for you to understand that it's going to be so much more of a better experience for you when you find that person that's for you, instead of just giving it out to be able to feel good for 30 seconds max, and you're not awake to everything else that is transferred outside of that 30-second climax, if that. You feel me? So listen, listen, let me tell you something. The next one is my last one. You know what I'm saying? And the experience that's gonna come with that, because I'm a feels type of person. Oh my, listen, let's not even get into it. But just knowing and understanding that, you know what I'm saying, your sexual nature, if transmuted into a different way, you feel me, is because you have a bigger purpose. But a lot of times people can't understand or explain it, and so they only find themselves being sexually attracted to you. I've caught it in areas where if I had to be in public, and the things that I would see would let me know that people are only sexually attracted to the benefit and need of you, not necessarily who you are. And it makes people do some weird things, you know what I'm saying, trying to be able to just have a chance to taste you, so they can be able to experience or reap the energy that you embody and hold. That's why when you get to a point in life where you're able to work on that, you feel me, you don't need it. It's not a need. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying cut it out, but when you get to a point where you're working on yourself and you have to cut it off for a little while, that's the best thing you can do, because that is the easiest way for spiritual transfer. You know what I'm saying? So once you find someone to give it to, they should already be locked in who they are, that y'all equally pouring into each other, that it's a mutual understanding, it's a mutual benefit. It's not, you feel me, taking. You get what I'm saying? So being understand and being mindful of the fact that a lot of us were very attractive in sexual nature because of our calling. Listen, I've had a lot of people that I have experienced in my life, and I'd say 50% of them were attracted to me sexually, and the other 50% was not. You know what I'm saying? Not in no way, shape, or form were we ever attracted to each other like that. And being the fact their sexual nature was high, you know what I'm saying, it never came to that. Not how like I seen with other people. You know what I'm saying? So I had to really salute myself to that, because people spiritually could feel something in me, I think, that was different. You know what I'm saying? But because of my nature and what I grew up to believe, I wanted something from them that they weren't quite sure on giving me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So understanding and being mindful that the two are connected. Just because you a freak, hey, it's not a bad thing. It just means give it to the right person, because if you're just giving it to everybody, it's going to hinder your growth because of that sexual nature inside of you. It's nothing wrong with it. Hey, I know y'all remember that Don't Be a Menace movie, right? In South Central, while drinking your juice in the hood, with the Marlon Wayans brothers, how they did a reenactment, and how that girl in the posto truck with Marlon Wayans was like, you know, I get a little crazy, and she was on top of him, she turned into a full monster. I think, you know, a matter of fact, I know that is due to, you feel me, the things we have experienced in life. So know and understand that when you do find that person, sometimes it get a little freaky. Like, you feel me? Some people like to be choked in a sexual way. You know what I'm saying? Some people like to be tied up, and you feel me? Hey, some people like to try. Listen, let's just, you feel me? But to all my Cancer niggas, we know what's up. So again, understanding and realizing that your sexual nature coincides with your purpose, but you have to not sell yourself short in that area, because you're giving away what you have spiritually in an easy way, and that's how it's transferred. That's why I believe, you feel me, growing up in the era I grew up in, sex was so vital and everybody was having it with each other, because we couldn't understand the purpose that we would maybe play later on in life. Listen, you know, you don't gotta be promiscuous, but again, sometimes people just be in toxic situationships with people that ain't no good for them, giving themselves away. You feel me? So it goes many a different ways. But again, women are way more vital than just their sexual nature. You know what I'm saying? I need one that can cook. I need one that can, you feel me, pour into me. You feel me? So again, establish something first before you get to that point, because it get real. And once you get real, you get trapped. And sometimes you get trapped to the wrong thing. So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.